A very warm good evening to all of you. It is the first class of our beginning. So what I would like to do in this class, okay, I will just start with some of the important things. What are the things we are going to do in this introduction part? I very well understand that a number of you sitting here have not even decided geography as your optional or not. Okay, some of you have already decided, some of you have not decided, but it's perfectly fine, no issue. Initial few classes you all are welcome to attend. If you have any other friends, they can also come to understand the topics. Okay, because initially the classes that I'm going to take is just about understanding the subject. Before, I always stress on this particular thing that if you are going to start a particular subject, you have to know it very well. Otherwise, just starting from an initial any topic in between, that won't be a comfortable aspect to study a subject, right? So definitely initial few classes will be, I'm giving too much stress for you, too much stress to understand the subject very well, okay, so that you can get a feel of the subject. What are we going to do in this entire course? That will be my initial focus here. Now, when I say that is my initial focus, definitely please remember, I cannot give you the entire feel of the subject that is called geography in a day or two. I hope you understand that. It's an optional subject and it's a huge subject. Okay, if I was talking about general studies, I could have given this in a single day or maybe in 2 days. But geography, when I talk about the optional paper, it's a huge area, entire introduction. It is not possible to complete it comfortably or in a very good way in a single or a 2 day, I can say. So let us see. Anyhow, my trial will be to finish this basic introduction and all these things in 2 to 3 days. That will be my focus. This is the first class, and next class we can decide it together here, right? We can take it maybe Saturday or Sunday, not tomorrow, because I said as I'm traveling, so maybe I need to travel back tomorrow. So in that case, I won't be able to take the class. Actually, today also it was difficult, but as I planned, it was my first class, so I did not wanted to postpone the first class. That is why I'm taking it today itself, right, from the new area. So it's perfectly fine. So maybe Saturday and Sunday, whatever time is required to give this entire plan that I have made. So it may take 2 days, it may take 3 days. So anyhow, let's see up to what time it takes. And I will give you the idea first that what are we going to do in this first 2 to 3 days. That is the first topic we are going to do. And actual class, that is, we will start the actual topic in geography, which starts with geomorphology. Okay, we will start the class with something called geomorphology, and that class will start from 16th. That is next coming 16th. Today is 10th. So my aim is before 16th, I have to make sure you understand what are we going to do in this entire course. So till then, whatever time I require, I will take here. Actual class or actual topic will start from 16th. I hope that is very much clear, right? Sure. So let's begin with the topic here. Let us see in this introduction portion, what are the things I am going to do here. I'm giving you a point. You can also jot it down. Okay, you can also write it simultaneously. So I'm sharing my screen. Is it visible to you all? Please let me know. The screen. Anybody, can you please unmute and tell me?
Yes, it's visible, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. You can mute it back. Okay. Yes, so let us see what are we going to do in this particular entire course duration. Okay, so today's or this entire introduction portion will include few areas like, you can write it down. First thing, I will talk about geography optional. Is it good or bad? Is it good or bad? And when I say it is good or bad, basically I'm meaning the advantages and the disadvantages of this geography as an optional. So this is the first thing I will talk about it. And believe me, I will do it very genuinely. I'm a geography educator, so that does not mean that I will focus on the goods only. Definitely, I will give you the negatives or the bad points of geography also. So let us try to understand from there, because that is the one thing where you can decide that you need to continue with the optional or not. Definitely we will do that. Second topics, I will take a topic where I will talk about details of this course, how I am going to conduct it. That is here. Second thing I will be focusing on is details of my class here, details of my class. That is, how are we going to do, how much time we will be taking, which time we are going to do the classes, how I will give you the notes. Okay, everything regarding the class I will be mentioning here. Next, third thing, I will be talking about understanding this subject here. That is understanding the subject. When I say understanding the subject, here is where I will say the most important topic comes in to picture. That is, what is the geography you are supposed to study for general studies purpose? What is the optional you are supposed to study for optional purpose? What is the geography syllabus you have to study with respect to optional perspectives? Okay, general studies versus optional. We'll just have an understanding what is the basic difference. And definitely this topic, as a number of you are new, I will slightly give explanation of this also, but I won't be explaining this in details because number of you have already attended my detailed explanation of general studies geography syllabus. So it's okay, our part is optional here. So when you cover the optional, automatically it gets covered. Okay, so my focus will be to give you a detailed understanding of this optionals geography. What is this? And also we will try to understand here the development of the subject. And I'm pardon first thing, my handwriting is very good. I hope you can write it, right? You can read it. Okay, simultaneously I will keep on saying what I'm writing. Okay, development of geography as a subject. Okay, we will talk about this thing. So this is the area, believe me, where you will get the feel of what the subject is. Without this area, I cannot say that you will understand what the subject or what are the thing that we are going to move in. So please remember, this is a very important topic, understanding the topic properly, and it will take time. It takes considerably good amount of time in explaining all these things. Okay, that is the third thing. This is the next topic. We will be talking about syllabus. Next topic we will talk about syllabus. After understanding the subject, now when I take you to the syllabus, you can understand the syllabus very well. Otherwise I can do it from the first class. I can just show you the syllabus, this. What will you understand without knowing the subject? There is no purpose of doing that. Okay, so definitely we will go to syllabus, but after we get some idea of what we are going to study, then we will talk about and discuss about the syllabus. After discussing syllabus, we will talk about the question paper pattern. We will discuss about the question paper pattern. We will talk about the question paper pattern. Now, please remember, this is again very much important because the pattern of the question paper is something that will decide your strategy for the strategy of preparation. Okay, in what way you get question, what are the type, is there any choice type question or is it everything compulsory? So you have to know that how the pattern is there. So that will decide, that will help you decide your strategy. So next thing I will be talking about the strategy for geography optional. How can you do a strategize enough in your favor? How can you strategize the subject in your favor? Everybody can have different strategies, but you will understand how I will tell you that how it can be your choice in which side you want to give more weightage. I will talk about this strategy after we talk about all these things. And finally, we will also talk about the sources. We will also talk about the sources. That is, what are the sources to read all these things. Now, I very well know that in this class also there will be students who may be continuing with the coaching, who may not be continuing with the coaching. Anything is fine. There is no issue. The initial classes are same for everybody. Those who are not able to continue, maybe because of your personal reasons, but this class will definitely help you in understanding the subject and how to study the subject, because I will be talking about all these three things. So that will definitely help you. So this much, these 7 pointers are the things that I will be focusing on in my initial 2 to 3 classes before entering into my geomorphology. This is my purpose. Okay, first thing, is it good or bad? That is positives and negatives of the optional geography. Details of the class, what we are going to do here. Understanding the subject, basically, that is with respect to general studies, and more importantly with respect to optional studies. And finally, the development of the subject, how we arrive at the present day geographical studies. Then the syllabus, question paper, strategy, and the sources. These are the things we are going to do in the initial classes. So is it perfectly clear? Please let me know this much.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. One second. Rishikesh, are you here? Please let me know. So you have just joined, okay? Please remember that after the class ends, you can remind me to send the recorded lecture, okay? We have just started the class, and I already mentioned few things that I am going to deal with these things in my initial 2-3 class. That is the advantages and the disadvantages of geography optional, details of the class, that is how we are going to conduct the class here, understanding the subject geography properly, that is what all are the things that we are going to study here. Definitely we will talk about it. Then we will talk about syllabus, question paper pattern, strategy, and sources. And I said to complete this much area, I may be requiring around 2 to 3 days. I may be requiring around 2 to 3 days. So this is what I have concluded till now. Okay, so I am beginning with my first point, that is geography optional. Is it good or bad? The positives or the negatives of geography as an optional. Sure. So do you have any idea about this optional? Please let me know. Let's first talk about bads. Let's first talk about bads, and then we will come with respect to goods. Okay. So yes, come on. Any idea? First, if you want to have any of the idea, let me know. You can interact perfectly. Okay.
Lot of maps.
Lot of maps. Okay. Okay. Come on. Yes. Next. Any idea? Anything else?
A wide syllabus.
Sorry, it's a wide syllabus. Okay, fine. It's a huge syllabus. Definitely, yes. I agree with you. It's a huge syllabus. Then, come on. Anything else?
Conceptual, so it's easy to understand.
Okay, it's easy to understand. Okay, fine. Yes, Soumya.
It's vast, sir.
It's vast. Okay. Okay, definitely. It's vast. No doubt about it. Yes. Anything else?
So somewhat overlapping with some parts of science.
Okay, definitely it has a link with science, right? A somewhat scientific subject. So I think most of you doctors, engineers, and from science background thing, you can definitely have a positive edge on this particular thing. And for your knowledge here, I am also a BTech in mechanical engineering. Okay, so if believe me, if I can take geography for you guys, optional that too, you can understand the things. So definitely I will talk about the rest of the things next. Anything else?
Sir, it takes much time than other optionals.
Takes much time than the other optionals. Thank you for understanding this concern, right? Thank you for understanding. Because what happens if the students don't understand these particular things, from the after 2, 3, or 4 months, they will start asking, so when are you going to finish the syllabus? My friends are dealing with these optionals and they have already completed. When are you going to finish? This is the regular question that generally geography optional students will ask. Okay, right? Okay, then anything else?
The best thing is its syllabus merges with the same with the prelims and
GS. Okay, GS prelims
it's
and
quite
all the
easy
syllabus. Yes, there is some common things in the syllabus. Sure, thank you. So shall I go into it? So first of all, as I talk about the bad part of this thing, now please remember one thing very clearly. It is not an easy optional. It is not an easy optional. First thing, please remember, it is not an easy optional. You have to devote things to it. You have to surrender things to it. Then only this optional can be a great optional. It's not that easy. Maybe in general studies, when we study, you understand things very easily. Comparing things, there are a lot of scientific things you understand, right? Like when I talk about wind, you know that yes, this is happening, that is why wind is there, right? When I talk about endogenic, exogenic forces, landforms, river is flowing, you are able to understand things very easily because it's something happening in front of you. You are facing it on a daily basis. Please remember, when I said it is not easy, the meaning or the reason for saying that is, it is not entirely scientific. It is not entirely scientific. So let that be very clear. It is not entirely scientific. I hope in the school days you might have studied geography up to class 10th. And if I am correct, you have studied this in the subject called social science. Yes or no? You have studied this in the subject called social science. So whenever, see, this is okay, I agree with you, scientific, but is this social? Scientific. Social means, can I say it is something which is related to human beings. It is something that is related to human beings. And something which is related to human beings, can that be scientific? First of all, please tell me that. Now for that, let me clear it let me do this clarification here. That is, what is scientific and what is not scientific. Okay, so scientific, can I say scientific is something that can be generalized, which can have certain laws, models through which I can explain the things. This is the law, because of this is what is happening. So that is, I can say it is scientific. It is very general, it follows a law. But suppose in this class, you can see somewhere 21 of you are present here at present here. If I take all of you and give you something, or give you some time to think about it, will your mindset go in the same direction, or will I get 21 opinions out of you? Suppose, not 21, suppose, can I say at least I will get 10? Yes. So every human beings, when I say they are different, I cannot generalize anything. And if I cannot generalize anything, it is not science. That means, can I very clearly say that when I talk about the human being aspect, there is philosophical topic also. There is philosophical topic also. Okay, there is philosophical topic also. It is not entirely scientific. But still, if I talk about this philosophical aspect, it is very clearly, when we will be talking about these things, you will be able to relate with your own experiences in number of places, because we are going to talk about the human behavior in number of things and all these things. Okay, so definitely it will come into play. So philosophical aspect is there, especially if I talk about the syllabus. Geography, of every option has 2 papers, right? If I talk about paper 1, paper 1 is divided into 2 parts. I hope you know. Okay, one is my A part, second is my B part. Okay, A part is my, very clearly, the physical geography. It is my physical geography, which we basically call it as scientific. B part is my human geography. B part is my human geography, which basically deals with the philosophical part. And when I say A section is this and B section is this, it is not that A is majority and B is minority. No, exactly half path. 50% syllabus from here, 50% syllabus from here. When you read the topics, there is total 10 points in the syllabus. When I talk about paper 1, 5 points will come from here and the 5 points will come from here. Okay, now do you remember I said here one thing, that like when I take the question paper pattern, by understanding the pattern, I can finalize my strategy. Now, what is my strategy? The strategy is, I can say it is in my hand, that I should decide that should I make it 60% or this 40%, or should I make this 60%, this 40%? See, with respect to UPSC syllabus and the questions they give, it is perfectly 50-50, okay? It is perfectly 50-50. But when you understand the question paper pattern very well, you will understand that you can make a choice which one you require to, or you want to give a majority. Definitely you can do 60-40 in paper 1. You can take that choice. Okay, so which area should be given more importance, you can decide. Some of you may be deciding this one, some of you may be deciding this one, and believe me, don't think that everybody will be taking this. Never. You will understand when I explain the syllabus. Okay, number of you will be taking this one also. I will say majority of you will be taking this one as the majority. So please remember, syllabus is half, it is philosophical part also. So please don't take it for granted that it is very much scientific and it can be understood very easily. No, it is not easily. It requires considerable amount of devotion. I can very well understand most of you are thinking this guy in the first class itself is demotivating about this geography optional, right? Okay, let's see. So this is the first 2-3 things. Next thing, most importantly, as number of you have mentioned, I can say the syllabus of geography is huge. It's huge syllabus. It's huge syllabus. Thus, I can definitely say it is time consuming. It is time consuming. Okay, time consuming. So these two things are very importantly you have to understand. It's a huge syllabus and it is time consuming. When I say huge syllabus, when I say time consuming, what are they? What is the meaning of that? Very clearly, huge syllabus means, see, I hope you might have heard about something called, and we will study that today itself. Maybe if time permits, I'm not sure about it. Otherwise, we will do it in the next class. That geography is also sometimes referred as mother of all sciences. Okay, when I say it is mother of all sciences means definitely can I say it's a foundation of all other subjects? Or if I talk about geography, you have to talk about all the subjects which are related. Even you have to know something about economy. Even you have to know something about history. Even you have to know something about society. So every subject comes into play. We call geography as a subject of a synthesis because it merges everything together. Right? So when that is the case, definitely the syllabus is huge. And when the syllabus is huge, it is time consuming. Now, when I say time consuming, please remember, I have also attended coachings. Okay, I have also attended coachings, and I very well know that there are people or there are coaching industry where the syllabus is completed in 4.5 months, 5 months, and all geography. I have seen geography syllabus is completed in this much time. And if you ask me to do that, I will not do that. Let that be very clear. It is not possible for me. I will take anyhow around 8 months. I will take anyhow around 8 months. If you can devote this much time, you are welcome. Okay? This, and please remember, this is possible for me also. I can do it, but I cannot guarantee my quality of class if I do this particular thing. Maybe I can give you some notes. Maybe I can give you some notes, and I can do this and arrive at this. No, I won't be relying on this. I will be relying on giving more and more explanation in the class, and which takes time. So definitely it will take at least 6 months, I can say. Definitely 6 to 8 months. That is the time that we are going to do. And that is why I think I've started the optional little bit earlier here, that is June itself. So next year we have time for that. So yes, 8 months, we are comfortably, we will try to finish it. Okay? So remember this thing, syllabus is huge and it is time consuming. It cannot be finished in 4 to 5 months, at least by me. It is not possible for me to finish it. Okay? Remember that. Now, if you want me to talk about something regarding this topic, this thing that is huge syllabus and time consuming, I will directly take from here that this is the biggest benefit of the subject also. I will say that this huge time taking issue and the huge syllabus, this is going to be the biggest benefit of your choosing your geography. I will consider it like that. This is going to be your biggest benefit. So from here, I am going to go into the goods of geography. I cannot find more than this in the bads with respect to geography. So I hope you understood this much. Is it very much clear? Everybody comfortably following me? Right? My language, sound, everything, are you able to cope up with it?
Yes, sir.
Sir,
Yes.
I can't understand why you mentioned it as benefits.
Yes, I'm coming into it. I'm coming into it. Okay. So when I say why it is a benefit means, believe me, this subject, when its syllabus is so diverse and so big, it is going to help you in your civil services examination very clearly. It is going to help you in your civil services examination. When I say civil services examination, most importantly, when I talk about general studies, when I talk about essays, now believe me, when you study geography as a syllabus, and especially the human geography part, when you especially study the human geography thing, in human geography, when I take a topic, initially you will hear, I hope you might have heard about the syllabus called perspectives of human geography. Perspectives of human geography. Have you heard about this thing? This is part of our syllabus, okay, in human geography. Perspectives of human geography. Now, what is the meaning of the word perspectives? Can you please tell me?
Viewpoints.
Viewpoints, right? Viewpoints. How do you see? Do you remember I said I give you a topic to ponder upon. I will take 21 or 20 of you in the class and I get at least 10 different views. So same thing. When I am going to talk about perspectives of human geography, we will understand that how diverse this subject is. Different people will come and they will mention about different things. You seem to be get lost somehow sometimes because that much huge views are coming. And can I say that is one of the biggest benefit that you get in general studies? Your area of study diversifies, and general studies is definitely an area where you need diverse knowledges. Especially when I talk about my paper one. Paper one, definitely geography is there, right? General studies mains paper. If I talk about paper one, geography is definitely part of that, no doubt about it. Now, apart from that, can I say society is also part of that? Paper one. Can I say history is also part of that? And believe me, your answers of society, if you know the perspectives and all this human aspect, your answers will be definitely very good, because your viewpoint might be, I can say, it might have developed in a 360 way. So when your viewpoints are good, your answers will be relatively better than other aspirants, maybe not taking geography. Okay, so that is one benefit I can say very clearly. It will increase your perspectives. In paper one, when you write history answers, definitely you will understand history and geography in number of places they are linked. If I give you a proper statement, okay, geography is a subject, I can say, which is study of phenomena in space. Are you understanding? Geography is study of phenomena in space, that is in a region, in a space. I'm going to study some phenomena. Like suppose I'm taking any place X, that X can be India, for example. So in that India, I am going to study maybe the Indian physical aspects, like about land, like about water, about air. Maybe in the same area, I might be talking about the literacy rate of the population, the human development index, the economical activities that people are performing there, the crimes in that area. Right? So are you understanding what is that? It is a spatial science. One second, somebody is tuning in. Okay, so it's a spatial science. So what did I say? Geography is a study of phenomena in space. Now what is history? In the same way, if I want to define history, history is a study of phenomena in time. Can I say that? Or arrangement of phenomena in time. So definitely both are studying of some phenomena. And if I talk about these two things, they are very much related. We will get the example after some time when I give the intro, the different dimensions of geography I will be talking about in the introduction. You will understand. Like if I give you an example, like in India, do you have tribals in India? Do we have tribals in India? Right? Which area majorly? Which area majorly?
Odisha, sir.
Odisha.
Northeast.
Northeast. Okay.
Western
Northeastern belt very well I can understand. Can I say Central Indian belt also? Like you said, Orissa, Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh, that belt also.
Yes.
Right? Now, why they are tribals? Can I say, to understand that I have to go back to history? Why they are tribals? Why they have not come into the main, came with
They
the
are
main
not
population?
urban.
Definitely we need to go into the background, that is history. And definitely why they are tribals, without geography you cannot understand. So these two things will be related. All right. So
Due to geographical regions.
Definitely yes, that is only one I can say, and bird's eye view. That is, you say tribals are tribals because they are living in the forest, or maybe they are present in the mountain. Now if I ask you, why are they living in the mountains and forest? Why they have not migrated into the plains previously or historically? That was possible, right? Maybe at present it is not possible. When I say historically,
Due
they
to
could do
their
that.
culture.
Why their culture developed like that?
Resources available geographically are
Okay, now when I talk about resources, see, when I'm talking about tribals here, do the tribals know about these resources, which is important? What is their use of coal? What is the use of iron? Does it come with technology, or the tribals are very clearly knowing about this technological advancement, these resources? Definitely no, right? Resources become important when your technology grows. And if I talk about the tribals, technological advancement is not that much. So there are, when you go into details, you will understand history and geography together plays a very important role in answering why they are tribals, and I'm not going into that. So
They are molested by Britishers.
Molested by Britishers, only Britishers. That is, you're mentioning a
And
story
the
maybe around
Zamindars
100
also.
200 years back. That is all. Right? You're talking about a story 100 and 200 years back. I will take you to the story maybe 1000 years back. Right? So that you can understand that particular link. So historical things also decide your culture. Geography also decide your culture. As Shiv Shankar said, it is forested and difficult terrain. That is why they are tribals. Perfectly correct. That is, I'm not saying that is a wrong answer. That is perfectly correct. But can I say that is the geographical aspect? But I am saying that there is a historical aspect also attached to it. So we need to understand that is how the subject comes together. That is how the complexity comes together. So my purpose of explaining these things are that if I talk about geography, society, history, I cannot study this subject without understanding geography. So definitely geographical understanding will help it. Similarly, when I talk about my paper 2, if I talk about international relations, can I say your geographical knowledge, maybe of resources, maybe of locations, may be very important in framing your concepts in international relations? What is the requirement that we need to frame good relation with Africa? We know that the country is facing a lot of poverty. Why we are giving our, I can say, free expertise to these countries? Definitely we can use it for our own development, right? But still we are expending, we are increasing our expenditure towards that side, maybe even trying to compete China for that. Why? Because definitely geographical things
For
are
the
there.
development of humanity.
That is okay. Definitely Shiv Shankar has said it is development of humanity, right? Now please tell me, when diplomacy comes in, when a country's growth comes in, will you favor humanity's growth or your own growth? I need an actual answer. Okay, I'm not talking about the UPSC interview like that. Right? When you are
It's
yourself
business
not
also.
stable, sorry, yes.
It's business also.
No, definitely it is business. So when I talk about the country's relation, if in country like India, which is still a developing country or an emerging nation, if it is spending more in some other country, that definitely means that we have a very clear-cut interest. And to understand that interest, it is your geography that will tell you what is that interest. Okay? So definitely this plays a very important role, your understanding. Now, if I talk about the subject called disaster management, which is very important for geography general studies, you almost get in the present situation, because every year you are coming across cyclones, and most importantly now the pandemic corona, right? Every year these things are very much common nowadays. So definitely every year you are getting mains question 1 or 2 from disaster managements. Without the understanding of geography, how can you address disaster management? If you don't know what is cyclone, what is earthquake, how can you manage it? Definitely another part there. Similarly, when you take the paper 3, paper 3 is basically dealing with economy, most importantly economy. Okay? Then I am talking about environment and biodiversity, environment and ecology. So these are the most important topics in paper 3, I can say. Now, when I talk about economy, without agriculture, that is primary, secondary, and tertiary sector, this is for primary, without other secondary and tertiary sector, can I say they rely on resources? Definitely. So without understanding agriculture resources or primary, secondary, tertiary, how can you study economy? So can I say the foundation of economy is also somewhere related to geography? Even economic geography is a subject, economic geography. Right? So there also it is very much important. And when I talk about environment, ecology, biodiversity, it is, can I say, it is a twin brother or sister of our geography subject. The environment and ecology of an area will be decided by geography. Definitely yes or no? So paper 3, it is going to give you some benefit. And the holistic understanding that you have developed, that is perspective, the viewpoint, that will help you in writing good essays. That will help you in writing good essays. And believe me, this subject will become so much interesting. First rule for selecting optional. Can I say, you might have number of places you might have heard about that it is interest. The first rule is interest. I hope you might have heard about it. Interest means, suppose you are reading 8 hours a day. You're studying 8 hours a day. You're preparing for UPSC. You're studying 8 hours a day. Out of that, when you get too much tired or not feeling like studying, if you take this subject for next 3 hours, you should be easily able to study. That is something called interest. If you have some interest in something, I need not push you to do something, right? You will do it automatically. That is what is interest. So when I say geography, your optional should be based on interest. And believe me, the subject is so interesting that I started my preparation for UPSC, but I end up in becoming an UPSC geography optional educator. When I was preparing here, then the same year I started teaching my own friends in the same class. And from the next year, when I failed the prelims, I left the preparation and entirely moved into the teaching field. And gradually, the interest, it is definitely because of interest, and that is a biggest warning for you guys. So don't love a subject too much so that you divert your own path. Okay, your aim is to clear and go out of the examination. That is all. Okay, so remember that also. That can be a small caution. So it is interesting, believe me, it is interesting. You will understand that. So yes, these are the basic things I needed to talk about. Next, anything else? Most importantly, that means when I talked about this particular link with other syllabus. So geography optional is around 500 marks. Okay, paper 1, paper 2, and paper 3. If I talk about direct benefit of geography, it may be around 120 to 150 marks. You will get direct benefit from the subject, directly related to geography, or indirectly the knowledge of your geography when you apply in other answers. That way you can again get, I can say, somewhere around 150 to 200 marks. Somewhere around 150 to 200, you can use your knowledge in various areas, geographical knowledge. So definitely, can I say somewhere around 300 to 350 marks, you can take it in your GS if you are associated with geography. So is it bad in devoting some extra time? I hope that won't be an issue there.
No.
Okay? Big syllabus and devoting that much time, if you are having interest, definitely that won't be a big issue here. So is it very much clear till now? One more last benefit I will mention here. Can I say, in the present context of climate change, environmental degradation, soil degradation, water depletion, can I say these are the biggest problems that humanity is facing in the present day world? You give me any other problem, I will say this is number one. Anything will come after this only. If I talk not climate change, I will basically talk about global warming, because those both are different. Okay, I will explain somewhere else. Global warming, environmental degradation, all these things, can I say these are something that will decide that whether you and me should live in this world or not. And your geographical understanding will make some change in this particular thing, some change in the positive way. So can I say very much relevant for your services, Definitely, I hope you might have heard about something. The coaching, the training of an IAS officer, it does not start in Lavasna. It actually starts with the preparation journey, the preparation of your UPSC examination. So it starts from there. It is not starting from Lavasna. Otherwise, this entire period of preparation, marathon case, it won't be that much complicated. So this is my first topic I have done, that is good or bad of geography taking as an optional. I hope that much is clear. Anything if you have to ask, you are welcome.
From when the class is starting?
The actual topics will start from 16th. Next, till then, I don't know how much class I'm going to take. Maybe it may be 2, it may be 3, it may be 4. But that initial classes will be something where you will get the feel and understanding of what we are going to do in the entire period of 8 months. Without giving you an idea what I'm going to do in this 8 months, I cannot start the subject, and I will not do that, because you have to know it, what you're going to do.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Sir, when we generally compare the marks of toppers of the other optional with the toppers of geography optional, it's
Never
obviously
do it.
our
I will
optional.
suggest, I will suggest never do it. If you are good in your subject, please believe me, if somebody has scored 320 or 316 in geography, you can also do it. That is all. Yes or no? Definitely there are toppers who have scored more than 300 in geography. Every year there are toppers. If they could do it, why not us? That is all. Can I say it is
Is the
because
link
yes?
is the link is in your profile?
Which link?
Class link.
Class link? No,
Optional
why?
optional class link to join.
No, this class you are already in, right? Why do you require next link?
Uh, it will the class will be on Google Meet or on the Unacademy?
It is not related with Unacademy or any institution. Okay, it is my personal course. It is my personal course. It is not associated with any of the organizations. And my first batch of geography optional, that is the personal batch, it is going on. And from 16th, you will be meeting them also. You will be meeting them also from 16th. For geomorphology, when we start on 16, my previous batch will also join you. There are around, I can say around 25 students here. So they will also join you. Okay?
Then the class will be then the class will be on this platform.
Class will always be on this platform, Google Meet. Or
Okay, sir.
if we
Thank
get
you.
something else comfortably, I can shift also. Maybe if you, most of you, if you prefer Zoom, I can do that. It's perfectly okay. But I think Google Meet, I'm more comfortable. I've been doing this for last for 5-6 months and much comfortable. So most probably I'll be continuing with the same platform. And
Sir,
regarding the class
from
links, okay, regarding the class links, please let me know before you go how many of you are interested, and please drop me a message also if you are attending the next class. I will just drop the link after creating the next classes. I will just drop the link similarly as I send it today. I will do the link sharing in the same way. And when I start my actual classes, what we do is we create an optional group, and before starting the class I just send the link there, and you can directly enter into the class using the link. That is what we are doing here. Okay.
sir, from where will you
Okay, sir.
start?
Thank
I
you,
mean,
sir.
again from NCRT or
I will talk about it. Don't worry. Don't worry. So you will understand this three initial 2-3 classes. You will understand this, how we are going to do and what we are going to do, how we are going to. You will understand.
sir, is the timing will be the same or you will change
Okay.
that?
Regarding the timing, also, I'm going to take the next same thing next. I'm going to talk about the same things next. Details of my class. I'm talking about the
Okay,
same thing.
actually, sir, from 6 to 8, I have class in Unacademy. So that
The
polity
class
class
will
is
be
there.
definitely in between 7:15 to 9:15. That will be the time. 7:15 to 9:30, and between that, as majority of us like, because
Okay.
number of students they have joined because of the evening class only, because some of them have to go to colleges in the morning, and some of them are working. So that is why I have decided this evening time.
Okay, sir.
Sir,
Okay.
I have also class on
So
an
separate
academy
preparation for GS1 is
from
not
6
required
to
after
8.
this class.
Okay. Then yes, come on next.
Sir,
Huh.
sir, a separate preparation for GS1 is not required then.
Separate
After this,
preparation of GS1 is not required. Not required. If you are doing
every
geography
topic
as an
is
optional,
included.
everything will be covered here itself.
Okay, sir.
For geography, no separate preparation. This one is one-stop solution.
Sir, what's the reason behind many students taking geography, sir?
Because one thing is a myth, and the myth is, I have just cracked it just before, that it is a scientific subject entirely. No, it is not an entirely scientific subject. I said very clearly, no. And one of the thing is, most of the aspirants who are coming into this preparation nowadays, they are engineers and doctors who don't get job anywhere. Right? I'm sorry for that, but it's okay. It was just sort of lighter note. Okay? So most of the aspirants, they come into this field. So definitely they will choose geography. It does not mean that others cannot take it.
Sir, this needs drawing skills from
Drawing skills
or
means basic skills. You should not be an artist here. Just a basic skill. And definitely you have to draw maps, and we will do it number of times from the class itself. Believe me, drawing maps are not difficult.
Okay, sir.
So since
Okay.
most of us are from Unacademy only, every day we would have enrolled for some or the other expedition batches for for 1 year or something like that. So usually the classes are in between that 6 to 8 p.m. only. Is there any other time that we can commonly agree upon and then have a proper timing?
Timing,
Yes,
see,
sir. I was
almost
also talking about that only because 6 to 8 class is there compulsory for everyone. So I think
okay.
if you take it in the afternoon or
Afternoon, I think most of them are. Some of them are working. Some of them are working. So that comes as an issue.
okay. Sir,
Okay.
you can make a polling message. If
Yeah,
someone,
Right.
okay.
As
I mean,
one more thing is there. I have to confirm with my other students also, because some of them, as I said, they are already continuing with some of the classes. They have this geomorphology will be entirely new for them also, for you also. You are all freshers there, but still they have also already completed some of the topics also.
Sir, after
Right.
8
So
p.m.
after 8 p.m. means some of them have to sleep early, right? Okay, we'll decide upon it. We'll decide upon it. Anyhow, let's cover this initial 3-4 days. We'll talk about it. No worries. Okay, we'll talk about it someday. Let's talk about all these things initially. Let's 2-3 days. Let it go. Then we will see. I will again ask my other students also, if possible, to make it in the morning or something. Let's see. I will say we can try. Okay. Okay. Now, do you require a break or shall I continue? Please let me know.
no, continue, sir.
Continue, sir.
Continue, sir.
Yes. Okay. Happy? Not boring? Paka?
Topics have not been started, no, so it's still not boring.
इंट्रो
Okay,
में
what's
ही
the
बोर हो
topics?
जाएंगे तो फिर हो गया.
Okay. The class duration will be basically from 1.5 to 2 hours. Okay, our regular classes duration will be around 1.5 to 2 hours, and some of the days it may go to 2.5 hours also. And in
So we'll
between,
take
if
it
you
every day.
not every day. Initially, we can go for 3 to 4 classes per week, and gradually, as time goes, we can increase it to 5-6 classes if whenever required. So minimum you can consider 3 classes. Maximum you can consider 6 classes. But that will be rare cases, or maybe towards after some time. Initially, you will be having 3 to 4 classes, but 3 will be definitely there. And there is no strict rule and all that we have to do it on the same day. As per the comfort of all of us, we can decide, because it's not a huge group. My personal batches are always small batches. They already have somewhere around 26. Out of you, how many of you joining? Maybe somewhere around something. So that will be a limited batch. Okay? Okay?
Sir, one more
Let's
doubt,
move.
sir.
Yes,
Sir,
come on.
comparatively, there are many failures in this geography optional. So what's the common mistake they all do, sir?
In geography optional, right? Why the aspirants fail? See, if you see here, see. Okay. Most importantly, to answer that question, I need to talk about first thing this area. Second thing, I need to talk about this area. These two things will answer your question, but I will take time to reach here. Is that okay? I will take time to reach here, because definitely without understanding the question paper pattern, I cannot give you a strategy that this is the mistake most of you are doing. I cannot say that, because you have to understand the pattern first. Okay? Any other doubts? Anybody who have joined late after we started the class here?
Me, sir.
Okay, so if you have missed anything, please remind me towards the end of tomorrow morning. Please remind me. I will send me your mail ID. I will send the recorded lecture. Whatever portion you have missed, you can cover it. Okay. Shall I move into the next
Okay,
topic?
sir.
The details.
So last doubt, sir.
Yes.
Come on. Yes.
Would you cover answer writing as well for the
See,
afternoon?
I will talk about it. Definitely next topic I will be talking about that also. Details of my class. That is the topic here. So let's move in. Okay. The details of the class. The second part. This one. I have already covered this one. Let's talk about this point. details of the class. You guys are comfortable with my handwriting, I hope. It's very good, right? Why no comments?
It's fine, sir.
Sir, we like your drawing more than handwriting, sir.
Okay, because my handwriting is like drawing, like. Okay, chalo. This particular, what are we going to do it here? See, my handwriting when I write on a paper, that also is very bad, and when I do it here, we can imagine. Right, definitely it is pad and all. It is relatively more slippery than our notes. Now, 1 second. First of all, I will talk about few things here that regarding the syllabus coverage. Regarding the syllabus coverage, we will cover full syllabus in the class itself. We will cover full syllabus in the class. Okay, we won't leave any topic. Everything will be covered. Okay, no, I can say nothing will be missed. Maybe if some of the topics are very factual and very simple, there is nothing to explain in that area, just have a one read and you will get it. Maybe in that case, I can share some PDFs or not. Maybe in such case, I will share some PDF or notes. But rest all the things, it will be covered in the class itself. So syllabus coverage will do it 100%. That is why we are taking 8 months at least. That is why we are taking that time. So we will do that. Okay, and believe me, generally what happens, because I also have attended coaching, generally what happens, initially geomorphology and some of the portions, the faculty teachers take a lot of time, and other areas people will rush through so that you can finish the syllabus. And we won't do it here. Believe me, we won't do it here. Okay, so syllabus coverage, you can rely on, we will do it 100%. Next thing, the way of class will be majorly explanatory type. The class will be majorly explanatory type. Now, why I am basically saying this particular thing is, majority of the places when I also have attended coaching, what I have seen is always with respect to optional, there is a tendency that optional preparation becomes very good with good notes. When your notes are good, your optional preparation is good. But my question is, without understanding, having a good note, you can just buy some good note from the market, that will be better. Okay, so definitely the class, I won't be focusing too much on dictating notes. Okay, I won't be focusing too much on dictating notes. If you ask me, never dictation, there will be some of the areas, there are small areas can be dictated, definitely with the notes. Other areas, what you need to do, or how we are going to do is, first thing, you will take lecture note with me. You will take a lecture note with me. Second thing, the areas where the notes are big, or I have to share or talk about lot of things, I need to write lot of things, the proper note. What I will do is, I will take snapshot and create PDF from my personal note. From my personal note. Okay, I'm not writing anything. So from my personal note, what I will do, I will take snapshot from here and make it PDF and just send it to you. What you can do is, after the class or whenever you get time, those who don't have time, means those who are working, for those only I can suggest you can take printout and keep it with you. And those who are full-time preparation, you are doing the full-time preparation, I will suggest that you write it in your note. You write it in your note whenever, rest of the time, whenever you get time, you write it in your note. This is very much important. That is how you will be maintaining note. So in class, we won't be giving too much time in writing statement and all these particular things and long statements. No, we will be giving here more importance in understanding the concept. So our focus will be in the explanation part. Other focus, I will take you through my notes. I will share my notes in the class, and I will take you through, read through my notes in front of you also, so that you understand everything. So later you can cover it up in your class notes. So I hope that is clear. And that is how we can reduce a bit time consumption because you are not writing that much. You will be taking it directly from my note. Okay. Next, a very genuine answer. Okay, here a very genuine answer. Where are my notes from? Where are my notes from? And what notes am I going to share with you? You can mute. You can mute. You can mute. Yes, I have muted. It's okay. Okay. So, what notes am I going to share? Now, please, a very genuine confession. I am not a geographer by professional. Okay. I have also studied geography for the UPSC examination. So definitely, I have also studied it from various places. When I say various places, there has been some notes that I have bought from various areas. Some of the basic books I have read. I have attended some of the classes. So definitely, which area I like from which source I like from different areas, I will be sharing that best one with you. That means it does not mean that the note that I am sharing is entirely created by me. Let that be very much clear. You may be getting some notes which may be from some of the best institutes in India, because those topics I might have taken from there, because I have prepared my geography from various areas, some coaching, some notes, some books. So all these combined, I have prepared my class. So definitely you will get the same thing that my knowledge has. So I think there should not be any issue with it. Anyhow, whatever you will be getting will be the best thing, because I have refined it from various areas, and the thing what is required, you will be getting it. So it is not my personally created note, definitely, because I'm not a geographer. So let that be very much clear. Okay. Next, regarding the test series, as somebody you're asking about question test series and all. If I talk about it, now, test series, is it associated with this course or available with the course? No, there is no test series. Answer writing, is it there with the course? Answer writing, is it there with the course? Yes, answer writing will be there with the course. What we are doing is, so in my present batch, I will give you an example. Okay. So initially when we started the class, the people were very reluctant in writing answers because it's very difficult in the initial stage. But when we completed some major topics like perspectives of human geography and climatology, which was, I can say, the most complicated part of your geography optional is, one is perspectives of human geography, second is climatology. And I have started their classes from these two complicated topics. Okay. And when they finished this topic, now they are giving me voluntarily, sir, this is the question that was asked in this year, and they post the question, and everybody starts practicing and send their answers in the group. And we all discuss those questions in the group. Sometimes I am cooperating, I am also part of that discussion. Sometimes they among themselves discuss and frame out of that a good answer. Together they are doing that. Okay. So yes, we will be discussing the previous year questions. I will give you all the previous year questions whenever we complete any of the topics. For example, we are doing geomorphology. All the previous year questions will be given to you. You can start practicing, and even some of the questions I will talk about it in the class. But definitely, test series is not part of the batch, but practices will be there. Is that clear? And one more thing. It is your responsibility that if suppose I have finished some topic in the class today, it is your responsibility. Make sure you complete it from your side. Make sure you complete it from your side. You won't have to go and search various documents. No, whatever is dealt in the class and everything, whatever you have to study, you are getting it in the class itself. So your responsibility is, whatever topics are complete, you should be very much thorough with it. The reason is, you may have to take test, you may have to attend test, maybe on a day, we have a class and I'm not feeling well, I'm tired. I will just give you 4 or 5 questions and give you 1 hour and ask you to write just as a test, and it will be unannounced. So we will be doing that occasionally. So it is your responsibility that whichever portions are done, you should be prepared. This thing will be unannounced. I won't be saying it in before, but it is your responsibility. Whatever is done, you should do it. Is that very clear? First thing, I think that answer writing part, I have answered it. Okay. Moving forward with some of the other areas. Regarding class timing, we will decide it again after some time, but still I think most of the classes, all the classes will be in the evening, and we can still see if we can do any change to it, not confirmed. Regarding the days, Monday to Sunday to Saturday, not fixed, but if you want a fixed schedule, we can do it. It's perfectly fine. But still, as we are less in number, we have a proper group, always we decide things together. So definitely we have freedom to do that. Okay, so I'm not fixing any days as of now, we can do it anyway. Next, regarding syllabus completion, I have already sent. Regarding the class recording, next is regarding the class recording. Okay, now will you send the recording always? Generally I won't suggest this. Okay, generally I won't suggest this because it is optional class, which is I said is one of the most important thing for you, because 500 marks is directly from optional and other areas also included. It is, I think, the number one priority. If you are in the examination, which are the deciding factors? Can I say the first one is your optional, second your ethics paper. So these are some of the areas which are deciding whether you are in or out of the examination. So definitely when this paper has that much importance, I will suggest that you attend the class live. Always the class live, the feeling of live class and recorded class will be different. Okay, so I will always suggest. But because of any of the genuine reasons, suppose you guys are not able to attend, there are health issues, there are internet issues, or any of the general issues, if you are not able to do this, next morning you have to remind me. I will send you as a mail. You can cover it through the recorded lecture, but it is your responsibility that before your next live class you have to cover this recorded lecture, because geography you cannot cover it if you have missed the previous class. It is a linked subject, so it is your responsibility to cover the recording before attending the next live lecture. That is regarding the recording part. Is that clear? Please let me know. Yes,
Yes.
Next topic I need to talk about. Okay, now as we talked about, the syllabus of this subject is very huge, right? Syllabus of this subject is very huge. Can I say when you are dealing with such a big subject, it can lead to confusion. It can lead to more confusion. It can make you lost in between. It can make you lost in between. In the ocean, where am I actually present? Right? What am I doing? It is definitely possible when you do geography. And believe me, when we attend coachings, when we have a lot of books in front of us, definitely it happens. Often coaching also confuses, right? It happens, definitely happens. So coaching with a lot of books in your hand, plus your advices from the internet, when you have all this together, it just becomes like a khichdi, and things becomes, I cannot predict, or I am just lost in between. It happens. So what the importance or what are the solution is, please remember, our class should be in a very proper structure. We should develop a structure in the class, under which the structure you will understand only by understanding what the subject is, and what the syllabus is. When you understand these two things, I can say you can in a way develop a structure. And for every topic, when I start, for example, I am going to start geomorphology, you will initially get what are the things that we are going to cover in this topic, so that you get a structure. Whenever you talk about a topic, you should not get lost in between. So definitely the class should be going in a perfect structural manner. Then because we all are not geographers, we are here preparing for the examination. We cannot afford getting lost in between. Geographers can afford that because it is entire their ocean, but we cannot afford that. So believe me, structure will play a very important role here. Okay. And if you have attended my general studies class, those who have attended, I hope you guys are very well aware of that. I think the most important preference I give in the class is structurizing the subject so that you don't get lost here. So this is very important topic, I can say. Next thing, definitely we should not be going too much fast. The class will go a bit slow. It won't be too much fast. Just remember the story of your tortoise, because you are in a marathon. We won't be rushing with any of the things. It will be relatively slow in a proper pace. Don't worry about it. And very clearly, it will be, as I already mentioned, the detailed coverage. So these things together will a bit, I can say, reduce this issue. The problem of this issue can be solved by these three things: proper structure, a relatively slow, and a detailed understanding. These three things will solve this particular issue. I think that much is clear. Okay, moving forward. Now I will talk about something regarding your responsibility in the class. Okay, what role you have to do. You have to do. First thing I already have said, that is, as the class ends, it is your responsibility. All the previous things you have to cover it very clearly. It is your responsibility. You have to revise it. Now for that, please believe me, try to study everything in the class. Try to study everything in the class. Okay, you are maybe devoting out of your 8 hours, maybe 1.5 2 hours you're devoting in the class. That 1 hour, 1.5 hour, 2 hour, or maybe 2.5 hours, whatever you are devoting, that should be counted very well. So study everything in the class. Study everything in the class itself. And believe me, geography is definitely a highly conceptual subject. It is highly conceptual subject, and concepts can be understood very well. Those who are not good readers, because I am not a good reader, very clearly let me say, those who are not good readers, for those people, concepts can be very well understood when somebody talks about or somebody explains it. So try to take this concept in the class. And as it is a conceptual subject which you can feel and relate with your life, always try to picturize. Always try to picturize. Always try to relate things, compare things with your surrounding, what your experience of life has been. So always try to picturize, relate, and understand conceptually things, everything in the class. Even we will do all these things in the class, relation and all. When we talk about examples, case studies, you'll understand how we are doing, and you can link things with your personal life also. When you do these things within class itself, your preparation becomes complete. After the class, when you revise, things become much more clearer. And believe me, when I talk about the preparation of this subject, basically revision plays a very important role. Okay, that is the most important part you have to focus upon. Is first thing is understanding. First thing is understanding. Second thing I can say, please maintain a very good note. What is this note? Lecture note plus the note that I will be sending you in the class, that we are discussing in the class. So that notes, these two things will be your primary resources. These two things will be your primary resources. I can say it will be your Bible or Gita or whatever, Quran or whatever it is with respect to your UPSC preparation. Understanding of the subject and the note. And believe me, when you combine this with revising, when you combine it with revising, your understanding, when you do revisions, first revision you will get some extra knowledge, second revision you will get some extra perspectives. So when you increase your revision, your knowledge, views and understanding, it keeps on increasing always. So keep doing these particular things. This is the key. Without that, UPSC is not going to, we are not going to clear UPSC, because this is the key for the examination. So remember this. So combined with that, definitely you have to understand the syllabus plus the previous year question. So with all these things in your hand, believe me, geography is not going to be a big task for you. So for all these things, I just require something from you, and that something is 3 hours of your life daily. I just require this much, 3 hours of your life daily. Out of this 3 hours, maybe 2 hours you are with me in the class, rest 1 hour you are getting daily. And some of the days when we don't have class, you are getting all 3 hours. And my suggestion is, suppose 8 hours you are studying, you are in the initial stages of preparation, you can definitely afford giving 5 hours to GS and 3 hours to geography, optional. Maybe in those days when we don't have optional class, you can give 2 hours with yourself for the optional. And those days when we have class, after the class, maybe whatever time is left, extra time you have to give it. Because it is a subject which is taking your maybe nearly around 800 marks, and it is going to decide are you in or out. So definitely you have to devote time. Without time, and that is why we always talk about interest. When you are not having interest, how can you devote this time? That is why the importance of interest comes in. So this is very much important requirement, believe me. Is that very clear? Is that very clear? Comfortable, everybody? Let me know. Am I
Yes, sir.
bombarding and
Yes, sir.
boring you too much? Soumya, I can see your question now, okay? And I will talk about it when I talk about the detailed discussion. Okay, I will talk about it. Don't worry.
Okay, sir.
Okay, let me just read some answers here, okay? Because yes, there are some questions and all, I guess, in between in the chat message. Swati, for non-optional students, I'm not yes, sorry. Soumya, can you please mute it? Okay, I will do it from your side, my side. It's okay. Yes. Swati, no. For general studies, I'm not taking personal class as of now. If I take, I will definitely inform. Okay. Riyaz, is it visible? Okay, it's clear, right? Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, sir.
Okay,
Thank you.
Soumya's issue, I mentioned it. Yes, yes. Okay, Shiv Shankar, you are tired? Okay. If you're tired, it's okay, but I will take next half an hour also. Next half an hour. Is that okay? Are you? How many of you are tired? Let me know. It's okay. Initial classes we can take. We can consider our comfortable timing is and all. If you're comfortably able to attend, we can do. Otherwise, we can just finish it in 5, 10, 15 minutes. Come on.
Not tired, sir.
No, sir, not tired.
Not tired. Sure. So if
Continue,
anyhow you are
sir.
tired, continue. You are UPSC aspirants. You are bound to increase your right, the continuity. So definitely do it. And if it is a genuine issue, it's perfectly fine. You will get the recording also. Don't worry. Okay. So this one is done. This one is done. Let me check. I just mentioned some of the points that I need to talk about in the class. Okay. So this much is the initial thing that is done. Next is yes, fine. This much is done. Shall I talk about the understanding of the subject? Understanding of the subject will take time. Understanding of the subject will take time. Shall we dive into this today or next class?
Today,
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 sir.
Pakka? Pakka? Chalo. Anyhow, we'll start this. Okay, let's start this. Maybe we are not able to finish it, but we'll start it. Okay? Chalo. Now, okay, one more thing. For the next class, okay, those who are attending, can you personally send me messages on WhatsApp or Telegram, whatever it is? I will share the link there itself.
yes.
Or do I need to create a group now? Do I need to create a group now?
We will check
Only when
for
it
a
is finalized,
sir.
okay?
Okay, sir.
Okay. So those who are interested to attend the next class, it will be Saturday. Is that okay? Shall we decide it on Saturday?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Today is
sir.
Thursday.
Okay, sir.
Tomorrow no
Yes, sir.
class. Saturday evening, same time, 7:30.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So Saturday
Okay, sir.
7:30. I'm finalizing it. So you just do one thing. Tomorrow morning, just once send me a message on WhatsApp or Telegram that you're interested to attend. I will send the link there itself as I send this particular today's link. Okay? Chalo. So let us talk about the understanding of the subject. Let us slightly try diving into the subject that is geography. How many of you in this class have attended my introduction part that I took in the, I can say, the general studies part, the introduction? How many of you have attended that? Can you please let me know? General studies intro of geography. How many of you have attended?
Raised hand, sir.
Okay, let me check it. Shiv Shankar has attended. Okay, it's Priyadarshini, right? Snehal has attended. Okay. So some of you have already attended. So for general studies part, I'm not going in details. Okay, let me just give you an overview, and thus directly I will move into the optional part. Okay, so when I give the introduction of my general studies, I just break the entire subject for you guys. Okay, and how do I break? If you just give me a second, I will just open one more file here. Okay, give me a second. Some mics are unmute. Can you please mute it? Can you see this slide? Is it visible to all of you?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So this is generally, when I talk about the general studies introduction, okay, I generally try to explain all these things individually. And generally, I think I take around 3 to 4 hours to explain all these things. Okay. And the syllabus is basically can be divided into two parts: geography, that is world geography, and the Indian geography. And when I talk about world geography can be divided into two parts. One is the physical geography, second is the human geography. Now, what is physical geography? That we already talked about in the beginning. Somewhere I was talking about the physical part, the scientific part, which basically deals with land, water, air, right? All these basic scientific parts. Human geography, the most dynamic part, which is philosophical. I can talk about economy comes here, history comes here, society, culture, economy, everything comes here. That is our human geography part. And the next is Indian geography, the second half. Now, please remember, when I talk about second part, that is Indian geography, it is actually the application of all other. It is basically, I can say, the application. It is basically the application of this part. Application of this part. Why I said it is application of this part? Because here, physical geography, if I'm talking about geomorphology. Geomorphology is something which deals with land, mountains, plateaus, all these things, how they are developed. Okay, it talks about land. When I talk about Indian physiography, can I say we study Indian mountains, Indian plateaus, Indian plains, Indian islands? These are Indian physiography. So if you know how they are formed in the first part, can I say I can apply this on the map of India and I can understand the Indian physiography? If I talk about the climate, the basics of climatology, basics of atmosphere, weather, climate, everything, when I apply it on the map of India, I get Indian climate, which is tropical monsoonal type. So all the basic knowledges of geography are lying here. And these are just application of all these knowledge on the map of India. Is that very clear? On the map of India, what we are doing, we are just applying all these basic knowledge I talked about. That becomes Indian geography. See, do you remember I talked about the human geography, where I talked about economic geography? Can I say Indian agriculture is an economic geography of India? Indian resource, Indian industry, it is economic geography of India. Can I say the population part of geography, that is population, culture, settlement, that is population of India? Right? When I talk about environment and biogeography, can I say vegetation and soil? Right? So it is just the basic, my huge syllabus, that is paper, that is I can say the physical part, or I can say the world part, which I apply on my India, that becomes Indian geography. So here, when this is my general studies introduction for the geography, these are the topics that we study. Now I'm not going to expand these things, because what we are going to do in geography optional is much bigger than that. Okay, so I won't be giving too much time to this particular thing. So those who have not attended this previously, this understanding, can you please let me know something? Is it clear? That is what this general studies geography is. Please let me know, those who have not previously attended this. Like, yes, I think Riaz is new, right? How many of you are new? You mentioned, number of you have mentioned here, I guess. So I think some of the ideas clear. Yes. right? So that much, let it remain that much, let it remain that much. And still, if you require more detailed explanation, what I can do is I can maybe, if you require, I can take over a special 1 hour class for you. Whenever, if you require, we can do that. But our purpose here is geography. When we understand geography optional, it is much in a higher scale. So most probably it won't be required. Okay? Chalo. Let's talk about or enter into the geography optional understanding here. So second part, the optional geography. Now, to understand this part, geography optional, with respect to our study, I will have to talk about some very important data here. Give me a second. Yes. So we will start our topic with something called different dimensions of geography. This will help us in understanding what actually the subject is. We will talk about different dimensions of geography, different dimensions of the subject. You can start taking notes and everything, okay, from here, because these things will help you. So different dimensions, because whenever you study this optional continue, whenever you feel lost, you go through these classes, you will understand things, you will be on track. So different dimensions of geography. When I talk about different dimensions, basically we have around 4 dimensions. I can talk about it. What is first dimension? Can I say geography is an environmental study? Geography is an environmental study. Can I say very clearly? And when I say geography is an environmental study,
Sir,
ah,
are you sharing screen?
sorry, I have not shared the screen, right? Yes, thank you. Okay, so write it down. Okay, I'm starting from here. Geography as an optional. We are starting from here. Geography as an optional. So you can write from here. And to understand what this geography is as an optional subject, very clearly you need to understand what are different dimensions of geography. You need to understand what are different dimensions of geography. And when I talk about what are different dimensions of geography, when I talk about what are different dimensions of geography, first one is, can I say geography is an environmental study? Geography is an environmental study. Now, can you please tell me, what do you mean by environment? What do you mean by environment? Can anybody tell me?
The surroundings, naturally.
Surroundings, definitely yes, the most basic thing. Can I say anything or everything that is surrounding you is part of your environment? The room in which you are staying, it is your environment. Okay, anything and everything, even the mobile surrounding you is your surrounding environment at present. Okay, so anything and everything that is around you is your environment, and definitely with respect to geography, it is an environmental study. And can I say, if I am talking about my surrounding and environment, indirectly can I say I am talking about the physical geography here? Yes or no? Can I say I'm talking about the physical geography? What are the physical things that is present around me? Trees, mountains, plateaus, rivers, whatever it is, the physical aspect, atmosphere, cloud formation, sea, right? All these are my surrounding environment. And this part will majorly focus on something called the physical geography. This is the first dimension of our geography. We will go into it details now. I'm just giving you 4 points now. Then I will explain one by one. So first is environmental study. Geography is an environmental study. Second, can I say geography is study of the relation or interrelation between man and environment? Between man and environment. So in a most basic way, can I define geography as a man-environment relation? Now a small caution for you guys. See, whenever you read standard books, okay, you come across this word. Whenever you read your standard books, you come across the word that is man-environment relationship. And I hope we understand in the present day context, we are very much sensitive. Definitely we should be. So can I say we can slightly move away from the old convention and let us try to use a better gender neutral human environment relation. So we can do that. Okay, but most of the books you will see it is man environment relation. Most of the places it will be like that, because the geographical studies, when this developed, it was not at that time when this things were considered. Okay, so you can use this gender neutral term majority of the time. Okay, so this is my second case of geography. I can say it is studying the human and its interrelationship with the environment, or in a way I can say you are studying how environment is affecting the human. Is it affecting the environment? Is the environment you are living affecting you? Definitely no. Definitely yes. I hope you remember Shiv Shankar previously has given an example when I talked about tribals. He said it is a forest area, that is why they are tribals. So that is the physical thing that is affecting. Even can I say the color of the people, the height of the people, the culture of the people, everything is affected by geography. Definitely it is like that. Right? So it is affecting you. Now if I ask you the opposite way, are you affecting your surroundings?
Of course, yes, sir. For sure.
Right? In the present day, can I say it is too much in the negative way, I can say? Definitely we are affecting. Definitely we are affecting. So this is also the study of, can you please mute it? Somebody's mic is unmute. Okay, so it is human environment relation, both are affecting each other, and in the present day context it is very much important. Now if I give you a small background of this thing, if I am, suppose I am a primitive human beings, suppose I am a primitive human. Okay, primitive means just maybe Homo sapiens, maybe a cave dwelling people, right, in the initial phase, or I am a tribal, suppose I am a primitive one. Now in this case, am I affecting the environment maximum, or I am affected by the environment maximum? I am a primitive human being. Am I affecting the environment maximum, or is this one correct? Can I say definitely? Can I say I am affected by the environment?
Yes,
Maybe
sir.
I don't have lights. Evening after 6:30 p.m. I cannot do anything.
No.
Hide out in your place, sleep. Morning, search for your food. Rain comes in, go hide somewhere. Everything is decided by this. And when I am talking about the modern condition, can I say definitely we are affecting the environment more? We are affecting, I'm not saying environment is not affecting, it is always there, it is the primary thing, but still our affecting the environment condition is much more stronger than the previous case. So can I say, when I say geography is a man animal or human environment relation, can I say very clearly I am giving importance to humans here? Very clearly I am giving importance to human. And when I am giving importance to human, can I say here directly or indirectly I am talking about something called human geography? I am talking about human geography. Right. When I talked about my first dimension, I said I talked about environment, my surrounding. There I was talking about the physical geography. Now in the second dimension, I'm saying it is the interrelationship. It is relationship between human and environment, which is bidirectional. And here I'm giving very much importance to human, especially the present day. So definitely I am concerned about human geography. So my second dimension majorly talks about the human geography. Third dimension. Let's talk about the third dimension of geography. So can I say geography is a spatial science? Geography is a spatial or a regional science? Or a regional study or a spatial study? Or you can even use science, okay? Geography is a spatial science. I will take a classic example here, okay? I will take a classic example here. I will show you something. Check here. I'm presenting a previous screen there, the slide part. I hope you remember this one. Now, what is my Indian geography? What is my Indian geography? Can I say it is a study of a region? This is my region of study. This is my area of study. Right? So this is my area of study. Within this area, I am studying all the phenomena. I am studying the climate of the phenomenon. I am studying the land and how land is developed, how Himalayas are formed here, why rivers are flowing in this direction, why we have monsoonal climate, why we have a fertile soil in some area, infertile soil in some other area, why this part is highly densely populated, why this part has very less population, why the culture of certain areas are very primitive, why sex ratio in this northwestern India is very less, why literacy rate is very high in the South India. Can I say all these geographical things that we are talking about, I'm just studying that in a space, in a region. So can I say geography is a spatial study, is a regional study? Are you understanding this very clearly? Let me know. This aspect, it is a spatial science. It is a spatial study. It is a study of a region. That is what I earlier said. I gave you a definition. Actually, that definition was not given by me. Have you heard about somebody called Immanuel Kant? Have you heard about the person, Immanuel Kant?
Yes, sir.
He's a very famous philosopher, right? He's a very famous philosopher of the classical time period, right? Immanuel Kant. The definition is given by him. It is, according to him, geography and history is a very special type of subject. When I talk about geography, it is a study of phenomena in space. And when I talk about history, it is arrangement of phenomena in time. So very clearly, it is a spatial science. And what is the importance of that spatial science, you will understand when I open up this topic for you, because we are just now naming these 4 topics and I will individually open up those topics for you. And when I open up, you will get more idea about it. Okay? So you definitely have to have patience for understanding and all these things. We have to go there. We will take time. Next, the 4th part, temporal study. Can I say there is another dimension, that is geography is also associated with a temporal study. When I talk about what is temporal, what is the meaning of temporal? With respect to time. With respect to time. Just now I have mentioned history is temporal, geography is spatial. Can I say in a way I have talked about like that? Geography is spatial, history is temporal. That is what I said now. However, if I have to understand geography of an area, I gave you the example in the beginning itself. I have not shared the screen, right? So this is the 4th dimension I talked about. That is 4th one is the temporal study. The 4th one is the temporal study. Okay? It is with respect to time. And as I said, I took the example of this tribals and all these particular things, right? Definitely you can understand this only when you understand the history very properly. If you understand why southern Indian states are more literate, you have to understand the historical aspect of that. Literacy is a terminology which is dealing with the population, which we talk about in the population geography, human geography. To understand that why it is so, you have to understand the history. When I talk about sex ratio, it is a human development aspect issue and related to population geography. To understand that, you have to understand history. Why certain areas have more sex ratio? Why certain areas have less sex ratio? So without history also, I cannot say that you cannot study geography without history or without time. I cannot say that, but still I can say that you cannot have a proper or a holistic understanding of geography without understanding history of our place, without understanding history of that place. So definitely it is, in a way I can say, an implicit thing. May not be showing on the outward side that yes, time playing very important role in geography. No, but on the hindsight, definitely time plays a very important role. So please remember, these are the 4 important dimensions that you need to understand this subject properly. What are the 4 dimensions I mentioned? First, I said geography is an environmental science. A second, yes. So first I said geography is an environmental science. This is my first dimension. Second, I said geography is a man or human environment relation. That is my second dimension. Third, I said geography is a spatial study or a regional study. Next is geography also has a temporal dimension. So these are the 4 important dimensions that we need to cover whenever I talk about geography. Is it perfectly clear, everybody? Okay. Now, do you remember, some of you in the class have asked me that why the students who are taking geography as their optional are not getting good marks. Okay. So one aspect can I explain from here itself? In your answer, when you are writing an answer, if you are not able to show these dimensions, how will you get marks? Because you are not writing a geography answer then. When you are not able to show this dimension in your answer, you are not writing geography answer. Maybe you are beating around the bush, but you are not with the geography as a subject. Right? So this thing should be visible in your answer. Then only, because when I talk about optionals, you are supposed to be students who have studied more than geography, more than in a degree level study, right? You are, means it is a syllabus is, I can say, a step ahead than your degree level, a step below your PG level. That is honors level syllabus. That is the optional syllabus. So definitely when you are a specialist in that syllabus, that should be shown in your answer. In general studies, that is not required because it is general, but optional is not general. It is slightly, you have to move into the subject. So the subject's basic foundation should be visible in your answer. So this is my first answer, why aspirants don't get mark. Is that clear? Okay. Now we can do one thing, the individual explanation of these things, we can do it in Saturday's class. Okay, because if I start it, we won't get time. I will definitely take next 15-20 minutes for first initial 1-2 itself. So definitely it will be too much late. So we can continue from here in next class. Okay. Now please let me know any other things. If you want to ask me, please let me know.
Sir, do we have to read the standard books that in your notes and class lectures?
Regarding the book, I will explain it in the 2nd or 3rd day, because do you remember here? Please check. Please check. Let me just show it. And I will give you a short answer now itself. Don't worry regarding that. See, when I talked about this area, I said I am taking that portion somewhere. If you remember the order, right? Okay, we have written a lot, right? Yes, I talked about that. I will talk about the sources here. I will talk about the sources. So what are the things you have to buy? What are the things you need not buy? Okay, I will talk about it. But please remember, for now, you don't have to buy anything. You don't require anything, not a single book, even not Savinder Singh. For now, you don't have to buy anything. Okay, whenever you require workbooks, I will mention. Because the portions that we will be taking in the class, in most of the areas, we will be making sure that after the class, there should not be any need to read any books. But still, I will definitely give you sources, because there is a general tendency that without reading books, we cannot clear. So if I am teaching geography here, please remember, I have not read all the mentioned standard books. I have even not read everything. Okay. But if still I am doing means, the best way is some of the notes, because notes are taken from different areas, and that gives you idea. And you're preparing for the examination, not to become geographers here. So definitely limited things will be much better. Okay, that is a short answer, and you will understand why I am saying that when I reach up to that area. You will understand that. Okay.